when you're looking after a team or a group of people, and especially when you're looking after yourself, there's a way to come at it from a much more emotionally intelligent state. You're going to get the best out of yourself and you're going to get the best out of your people. I'm Ian Hawkins, and this is Sport is Life. The purpose of sport, as I see it, is to see your vision become a reality. Find your voice, create strong connections, and learn to trust your body. So, doing some work in a school today, and what I experienced was the general theme was of weariness, tiredness, mostly the students, somewhat the teachers. It's only week 7, I think, of term, maybe 8. About that. That's what happens when your children aren't in school anymore. Lose track of it. But what I found out with a bit of question asking is that year 9 and year 7 have just finished NAPLAN, so mentally they'd be cooked. A lot of the other years had assessments on, they had exams on, so they were tired. The teachers have been going pretty hard to this point, and they're having to set exams, they're having to mark assessments, they're having to go through all of that, so an extra workload on top of all of the other paperwork and boxes they have to tick, somewhat unnecessarily. From the feedback I'm getting, it's overkill because people want numbers, right? It's not helping them do their job to the best of their ability. But the thing is that we had conversations about, okay, well, what's going on? Like, why is the current energy like that? And it's really important, whether you're dealing with yourself or whether you're dealing with young people, to get adults for that matter, if you're coaching or interacting them, is to get an idea of what's going on for them at a personal level. Because if you just judge that on what you are getting from a group of young people or a group of adults in a work environment, then you'd say, like, what's going on? Like, are we putting in enough? Particularly if you've just come across them, or if their performance is usually much higher, you'd be wondering what was going on, and the inclination might be to push them harder. I made that mistake with my under-18s football team last year when they were going for the HSC. It's like, right, you've got a lot on your mind, but let's use this time physically to really unwind and switch off and focus on something else. Whereas really what we probably should have done is we should have just sat around and talked and debriefed, and that would have been so much more beneficial to them. Although the physical side of things was good as well, they needed probably a mix of both. And then when you look at yourself, like, how often you get to that point of weariness and you just keep pushing on, you're judging yourself unfairly, and you just go, I've just got to get this done. What happens is eventually your body just says, I can't do it anymore, and you either get sick or something else happens, or you just go, I've just got to stop. Then you might give it the weekend, and you might do something, or allow yourself to be drawn into different behaviors and different things that maybe then exacerbate the problem, and then you're more weary on the Monday. It could be by not exercising. It could be by spending too much time just in front of a screen. It could be, drinking, all sorts of different things, right? But it's getting that real clarity of, if it's yourself, of where you're at, what's realistic, giving yourself some time off. And if you're working with people, just, having an understanding of, ask questions, find out what's going on for them. Don't just jump straight in and react. It's true with family too, right? I think of different times where people get frustrated, and we tend to get really frustrated at family without taking the time just to check in and what's going on. How are you going? You're looking weary. What's going on? Like, being more curious, more playful, because then you can actually shift the expectations of you and them. Because sometimes what high performance is, or what good is for a particular person on a particular day, is just being a little bit better than what they thought they were going to achieve, or a little bit getting a bit more done than what perhaps you thought they were capable of given their current mindset or energy levels or emotional state, whatever it is. It's why they talk about the best coaches out there. They know their people well. They know what's going on in their life. Wayne Bennett's famous for it. Like, he finds out all about what's going on in the players' lives that he's coaching. He knows when something's not right. And because he's got that emotional intelligence, he's always checking in on it. He's seeing when things aren't quite right. And this is a way for you to start building your emotional intelligence as well, because it starts with self-awareness. I think it was Brett White talking the other day, and I'm probably getting confused here because I've interviewed a lot of people in the last few weeks, but talking about self-awareness being the first step and how important that was. And it is. Self-awareness of what you've got going on, and then awareness of the different people around you, and being able to really connect at a deeper level beyond just whatever you're wanting someone to do. If you're coaching or managing or leading a team, if you're in business and you want to get more out of your people, it's such a pivotal part of getting the best out of them. And when people know that you care and you take the time to find out what's going on, then you come from a place of understanding. Then when they are back up to their best, there's so much more desire for them to want to be doing everything they can. Because when you show someone that you genuinely care and you ask questions about what their interests are, you can get incredible results. Or I can remember doing a casual teaching day out of the school last year where there was a young fellow, and he was particularly combative, shall we say, and just applying the same skills that I've learned in leadership and in corporate and in coaching, and just taking him aside and finding out more about him. And then I had him a few days later, and some of these mates were playing up, and he pulled him into line. He said, no, sir's with us. Like, you got to, they will call you sir. It's crazy, but they still call you that. Like, he's with us. You got to do the right thing here, boys. So cool. Like, it works at every level. So take that time to find out what's going on for your people. Take that time to check in on yourself, and then make different decisions based on what you see, what you get from that awareness. And you're gonna find you're more connected to yourself, and you're gonna find that you get to have so much better connections with your people, whatever that looks like for you and your world. You've taken the time to listen to this whole episode. Now it's time to take action. Commit to one thing you've learned today and make it happen. And to avoid any obstructions, join the Sport is Life movement by clicking on the link in the show notes.